Welcome, I am Angus, Dr. Random Mole. And right over there...
Omar, Oomzer Buchter.
Yes, very good.
And I am Aris.
And we are playing with the past like a boxer is playing with their rubber toy. Because there was a kitten playing with a ball of string earlier, right? So, a boxer dog. We should have come up with some non-animal play metaphors, but I'll leave that to you.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Figure out the puns.
And we are very excited to play one more turn, not of Civilization, which is what we did on Tuesday, but of Old World.
Yes.
And we've had a very fun encounter with Old World last week, right? When we had a full stream with the developers joining us, and we had some fun, or you had some fun, I have to say, talking about Assyrians, which is what we're playing in this game. We're playing Assyrians. And I'll have to say that over this week, I've had some more fun with this game. A bit maybe, no, not too much, because I actually, it's a game that plays relatively quickly. So last week, I was finding my way. Now I feel I finished a full game already.
Oh, nice.
Yes, a full playthrough, a victory it ended up being, also on The Just, which is basically the second basically the second lowest difficulty level of this game.
Yeah.
With the Greeks, Aris, the Greeks, basically Macedonia, right? Because they're all hailing from Philip. But he has a coffee. You're like, oh, don't mention it. Don't mention it. So, and it was very interesting. I think I was very lucky in that game. But I could talk maybe more about that later. What we want to do now is just start playing, right?
Hey, got it here.
Oh, Garrett's here. Wait. All right. Well, with those trumpets, let's get going. So, as you can see, we were having fun with the Assyrians.
Yes.
We've already discovered, and you really want to talk about Hatshepsut, right? Not yet. Not yet. Exactly. And there's Persia over here.
Yeah.
And we were gonna go for. Oh, we were lucking out a little bit. One thing that I found is that probably also we want to make sure that we actually get the city site, because that's something the AI does quite a bit. I actually found out they just plug down on city sites and don't ever let them go anymore.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we actually do that. And we lucked out a little bit because we've had some scouts, and I feel that scouts are quite. I don't want to say they're overpowered, but they're even more critical for the early game than in other 4X games, I would say. So, with that said, let me actually just move my friend over. Well, actually, I don't have any. Do I even have any orders left? Oh, I have some orders left. All right. In that case, can I still? Well, everybody has already done their thing, I guess. Wait, let me actually. We're just gonna end the year. Very exciting start.
Yes, we just end the year straight up. Nice.
All right. So, bunch of barbarians hanging out over here. I guess we got a new slinger dude over here.
Yep.
That's really good. You're gonna go for a settler, yes.
Yeah, because we said we needed another city anyway, right?
Yes, we definitely need. Well, we want to control 4 cities because that's how we are gonna go to our either ambitions.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was my bet that it would be Kalhu Nimrud, right? That's what I had said at the end of the.
That's what you.
stream.
Well, we can watch this back, of course, but yes, that was your bet, if I recall correctly.
My bet, yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, first we do, of course, have to get rid of these dudes over here. Besky barbarians.
Yeah.
With
Relatively easy.
relatively, yeah. For they're not dead just yet, but
No,
we've got quite a nicely powered unit over there. We've got some. We were actually not doing super bad, but we didn't necessarily take an early lead.
No, also because we didn't know what we were doing.
No, for sure. Man, you can stumble into an early lead, as I more or less did with my game with the Greeks, because I just got a lot of scouts, and I was also in a super nice spot in the map, with basically nobody there to corner me, and that actually may be the case right now as well. So
I guess scouts are good because they sort of give you a lot of extra resources early on that you
yes, exactly.
otherwise can't get. Right?
Can get to, yeah, exactly. So that said, talking about early resources. Oh, it's already back to being a. Oh no, that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
So that's definitely where we want to go. Hopefully there's nobody there. Ooh, we're lucky.
Nice.
It doesn't seem to be the case that there's anybody on the horizon, because this is a city site that we definitely wanna have.
Yeah, we get out on the sea, I guess.
Yes, which is of some importance, but it is mostly if it is the case that this sort of corner is kind of empty.
Yeah.
It looks like that for now anyway. Then it means we can sort of take this entire corner of the map. If we play our cards right. All right. Anyway.
That movement.
This was a lot of movement, but we actually are just there. And that's actually because this general, I think if I remember correctly, is really good. Because it has the queen consort, right? The one that we ended up marrying to and the queen consort is a really good general because she gives us fatigue limit +2. Basically, we could just march across this entire continent in one turn. All right, well, that's already done. You also get to go, and you get to maybe, no, too bad, no. Well, you get to hang out over here then, and maybe you get to help your brother later on. But I'm first going to promote you, actually. The Eagle Eye is definitely a good one. Well, Tracker is also a good one, but all right. Okay. We were making a settler over here, and we were making a settler over there. This is going according to plan.
Yeah, although we only basically need one more settler for now to get to the 4 cities. Because we already sent one on the left, right, with the queen consort.
No. That's a slinger unit. No, otherwise there would have been a city there already. No. We definitely need. We need 2 settlers, and we need a lot more in the early game. So let's see, where are we gonna go? I actually do want to find out if this spot on the map is actually empty.
Yeah, we kind of have to figure this out.
Yes. So I'm gonna guess. Oh wait, that's actually my scout. That's interesting. Didn't even know he was hanging out here. All right.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So yes, that is not
a great job. Finally.
Yeah, we got a great job. Nice. We have the little job. We have the great job.
Oh, there it is. And I was like, what? The grades up? I was like, what do you mean? What grades are up? My grades have always been down. But the grades up, but yes. Yeah, sure. So the question is if the great Zab is actually greater than the little Zab.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, but in this case.
Oh, in this case.
We will find out next turn. So if this scout, then I guess gets to... I kind of want to go over here. Although it's just a waste of the first turn with him, but let's move. Yeah, ooh, juicy city site there.
Juicy city site.
Juicy city site.
We haven't figured out if the great job is great yet, right? It's supposed to be about 400 kilometers of a river.
Well, I'm gonna take up my measure, and let's
take out your measure and see if it's 400 kilometers.
Yes, sure. All right.
Starting all the way from Turkey and joining the river Tigris in Iraq at some point.
You didn't know this. This is not just a history channel. This is, in fact, the geography channel. All right. So the
You
white.
have to know some geography if you want to do. Is this a Civ clone? This is a good question. We're gonna.
That is a great.
question.
I told you, Aris. I told you this is a question we need to address. Is this a
Yes.
Civ clone? Well, you answer that, Aris, and
I
answer
answered
answer if this is a Civ clone or if it isn't.
I want to say it is not a Civ clone. No, it is. Well, it is as similar as it can get in terms of it's a historical game. It's 4X, and it follows the same hexagonal system as it does in Civ 6. But besides that, in terms of like how it approaches history and the way it plays out in some cases, with a lot of elements that are apparent in other 4X games, like all this marriage stuff and the changing of leadership and so on. This definitely does not play like Civ. So it's a mix. It's a mix of various 4X games, Civ included, of course.
All right, Omar, what's your take?
Yeah, I agree. It's not a clone, but it has some Civ elements in it, like really Civish elements.
Yeah.
Civish elements.
Yeah, like the hexes, they're like completely like Civ, and also the visuals are like Civ, but it also has some very paradox-like style of a family in it,
Yeah.
which you don't really find in Civ at all. Like there's no family stuff, of course, in Civ, and you don't really play as a character. At least I don't really play as the character. I'm like, well, I'm just there. But here you really feel like you're playing as Ashurbanipal.
Yes, that definitely. You definitely feel like it. And the interesting thing is, you actually switch out of Assurbanipal's shoes at some point during the game, unless you go for a really quick victory. I don't think that's technically possible even, but because you'll die at some point. These are actual years, and people don't grow much beyond their natural. Well, they don't grow beyond. Yeah, exactly. So in my game with Greece, I actually managed to get Philip the Great, or King Philip of Greece, of Macedon, to become the Great instead of Alexander the Great. He actually survived Alexander, and Alexander I think he was the Bold or something like that, and ended up becoming 91, dying peacefully in his bed as the governor of Sparta.
Instead of somewhere far away in the Indus River.
But so my question to you, Julius, would be, why is it important whether this is a Civ clone or not? Why is it important to you?
And of course, another thing that is important is that it has a very different approach to history, right? It's a much more concise. It's not a world history kind of game. It's more specific to the old world. It is more about a confined period of time, and it's not about like playing through human history as a whole and even to the future.
Right.
Which is a character, like this is a Civ element, like the fact that you play throughout civilization.
So my take on this is that this is a game that it's sort of, for me, is, well, I think one of the things you have to just point out that it is actually made by one of the developers of one of the Civilization games. Right. Three, well, actually, you're right, not one, two. So Soren Johnson, and that, of course, gives it. You already start to make these connections, right? And they're hex squares, which is, of course, what Civilization 5 and 6 are very famous for. 4 already? Is it a 4 invention? I think maybe it's a 4 invention.
4 squares.
4 squares.
Four
Right.
squares. Absolutely, definitely.
Definitely. But if we never knew of Civilization, or maybe if there's a person out here that never has played any Civilization or any 4X games, I think if you're going to come into this game, are you going to say that it's sort of, I mean, you don't have Civilization to compare it to, but it wouldn't feel like you're playing something like Civilization at all, because it is very different. It is very much, I would say, a beast of its own, with all those choices where they sort of diverted from the formula. Choices that I think are super interesting. But then the question becomes, do I think they're super interesting because I know the original formula, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, but this is not necessarily like if you know the original formula, they still remain interesting diversions if they are interesting by themselves as well. Like they're not interesting because they are different, but they are interesting because they actually make for a nice game.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's probably also the sort of the point that I'm trying to make here, is that this is just a really, really nice game just by itself, whether you're into Civ or not.
Yeah.
I think so. One of the things I think one of the things you have to be is into history a little bit,
And into strategy games.
and into strategy, and into games that have a certain bit of complexity in the sense that there's a lot to learn, and especially since it's in early access, there's still a lot to learn by yourself. There's not that many guides out there, and the help is there, but it's still a little bit bare bones.
Yeah.
So you have to be into that sort of stuff. But if you are, then there is definitely a lot there.
I think what Julius says, yeah, I tried to answer your question, but I'm really not sure. It just looks very much the same, and it helps in understanding the game, even though I haven't heard of it before. It's like when you're explaining a game to someone,
Yeah.
you compare it to something else to help them understand.
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah.
that's very much.
But if you want to make comparisons here, what it looks like is a Civ game. But actually, to me, what it plays more like is like a really, really, really good version and very, very detailed version of the map of the Total War series. So, of course, the combat is not at all like the Total War series, but it feels like a really nicely strategic version and tactical version of what is always in the Total War series, a little bit of like a oh yeah, it's there, but it's mostly you're there for the battles, right? But that is really what it feels like. And then, in addition to that, like the character events, which are there now in a later Total War series, but are much more like the Crusader Kings and the Paradox game kind of, but particularly Crusader Kings because you're playing with a king there. So those are the games that I would maybe compare it to before I would compare it to Civ.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's just what you said is just people compare it to Civ just because of Soren Johnson, I think.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's the guy who made Civ 3 and 4, so it's probably like Civ.
Yeah.
So it's not a historically accurate map, but it is a map that is generated on the basis of the cultures that are playing at any given moment. So it has like place names and it has locations that should be approximately there, but it's not necessarily a one-to-one generation because these are automatically generated maps or pre-designed maps actually, but then try to fit in all the elements of the given cultures that you're playing in.
Yeah.
We had the last stream one of the map designers who was discussing some of these very interesting elements.
Yeah, they're still making a Mediterranean map, I think.
Yeah.
So it's coming, but it's not there yet.
Oof, this barbarian this barbarian town over here is kind of annoying.
Yeah, they're generating a lot of units.
They're generating a lot of units, and I will actually have to at some point withdraw with this one.
Yeah. But in terms of historical accuracy, it is a much more like informed game than Civ in many ways, in terms of like the use of the specific cultures and the names and place names and all this kind of stuff.
I mean, the zooming in just applies across the board, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Civ can only do so much with historical facts, because in the end it's place names and it's sort of like all becomes very generic at that world history scale. But here, since you're zoomed into antiquity, things become really, really, really meaningful. And at the same time, it is not. You don't really feel like you'd have to play according to history. You just can play your own, your own thing. But yeah. All right. Man.
That's actually a very interesting point. The fact that you don't like in Civ, you are guided. You're told that you're playing through history, right? Here, you're not told that you're playing through history, but in a way, you're playing a much more authentic version of history, even if it's like completely your own. I don't know if you get what I mean exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's also because you play a personal history more kind, because you also have your own.
Yeah.
Like you have the game history, but also your own history in as you have a wife and children and stuff, which makes it more of a historical game than Civ is, because there's no stuff like that in there. At least I think that's
right. It's a good point, and I think, so here I think that Civ has a problem that it sort of is always compared to itself, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you're not playing history that you know, you're playing Civs that you know, right? So that also is what makes Civ over time feel a little bit less unique, because it isn't that first time that you're playing through it and you're getting to discover all these little quirky things about history, because we know most of the things now because we actually encountered them in Civ. So but let's collectively choose what we should do for our next research. So let's see. Well, let's see. I guess that one of the good things is we actually have plenty of civics, so that's good.
So why does labor force has a star?
Oh, that's the recommended.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a star, and actually one of the other things that's interesting, sometimes it will give you a card, a research card that is only there for that moment, and it gives you a small boost. For example, you can use your research to get a unit instead of just a technology. That's not the case here now. So I want to say that, man, we at some point will need to get ourselves some stone in, because we're not getting any. So let's go for stone cutting. Although chariots are also really, really good at this point in time. No, but we need to get our.
We do need stone quarry, right? Stone cutting.
Yeah, we do need the basic resources in now, I think.
And it's also only 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. Precious metals. Oh, that's good.
And you mine near Nineveh.
Add it to the treasury. Nah, we're gonna beautify the city.
Okay.
Beautify it. All right.
Beautify it.
So they're just hanging out there, which is good. I kind of want to move you back and heal you, but maybe you're just gonna be.
Are they like raiding barbarians like in Civ, or are they just there and just staying there?
No, they will raid you. They will definitely raid you.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. They'll come.
Yeah.
That said, they're not. If you don't aggro them, so I've aggroed them now a little bit. All right. So this barbarian over here is unlikely to come to our city side straight up now.
Cool. So they're not randomly roaming and just.
No, I haven't really see them randomly roaming. I kind of have the impression that maybe they want to do more with the barbarians, and of course we're playing at It could be that they're much more randomly roaming if you play at higher difficulty levels, because that's
that makes sense actually.
Yeah, so definitely would have to play more at higher difficulty levels to see how barbarians act. But in this difficulty level, they're
chill.
Yeah, exactly. They're just hanging out most of the time, and then sometimes they make an incursion. In which Civ is better. I miss some epic voiceovers with the technologies. Well, we can do epic voiceovers. Next technology, Aris.
Our own
masonry is the one. So we're stone cutting.
Yes.
Find me a quote for stone cutting and give me an epic voiceover when we've researched stone cutting. And after the next tech is for Omar to find a good quote with.
Sure.
Oh yes, it's on now. It's on. We are getting some epic quotes with these things. There bonus points if you get the epic quotes from somebody from antiquity.
That is intense.
Intense.
Way out of my field, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Omar gets bonus points. For Aris, this is expected.
Oh, shit.
All right. So the only bad part is that I don't really get to see my button that I need to press often. Next unit. Yes, it's kind of nice, but I also shall I actually? Oh, I really King Arthur. I want to take the field with this guy. Actually, I should actually just take the field with this guy. I should not have kept him off the field because there's not. So I'll add him to, yeah, why not to you? Oh, there we go. Because that's fun. That's how they get experience too. So that's all done. Expertise, Fisher. Oh, that's nice. Mm-hmm.
I really like how you get like to choose between two options.
Yeah, definitely. In this case, they're also interesting because this will be a good boost in the long run, and this will be a boost right now, as well as for the long run. But if I get to install him as governor of Ashur, that would really work out very nicely, because then he gets becomes an angler, which will provide a lot of extra output. I'm gonna let's go for the long run here. All right, this will
Always play the long game. Always play the long game.
Yeah, with these games you always have to. A royal tutor, Nimudu the minister, wishes to record his teachings for posterity. They would take the form of relatable stories meant to impart valuable lessons. He calls this project wisdom literature. That's nice. It's wisdom literature. Yeah. That's a great name for academic literature before it became academic literature. Yeah. Is this a wise use of our scribes, or should Nimudu the minister be focused on other matters? His lessons should be heeded by all. That's what he would really like. Scribes are too valuable to waste. No, we definitely. This guy needs some sabbatical to finish his book.
Yeah.
All right, that was actually a very nice little bonus point, because I don't really care about my families just yet.
Wow, you don't care about your families?
No, they're happy. They're I have to say, probably this is. Maybe we chose a little bit of too easy a difficulty level. Well, famous last words. But I haven't had really any troubles with my game with Greece at the same difficulty level with the families. So, all right. Next unit. Yes. So this is great, because we do want to install our friend as governor later. So we do need a garrison. That we definitely do need. At the same time, it would also be nice to, at some point, actually be able to build the. Where is it? Oh, I don't get to build the worker filters. Wait. Wonders.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. And the great thing is I can build them all straight now. So.
Well, you can't, but you could.
Yeah, I actually can. For example, if I spend a bit of money now, and I move over to a hill. Do I have any hills? Well, no hills here, so that kind of sucks. But I could, for example, build the oracle right over here. In fact, that's maybe something that I actually would want to do later on. But I would have to spend a bit of money on stone, and actually a bit more if I'm actually going to build the garrison here. But a garrison will mean that we get to install a governor here, so that's really good. So boom, garrison it is. And you, my friend, you get to. This is actually a salt mine.
Endless Frame says, you want to be careful about the wooden stone spending, it creeps up on you.
Yes, no, for sure, it does keep up. That's why I'm carefully weighing my options here. So, for example, I don't really want to build shrines right now because they will cost a bit of stone, which I don't really have. So I will just use this to... Yes, let's build a pasture. That's actually pretty good. Because that will give us more orders. And in the long run, that will be order. Order! That's a character.
That is definitely a character, yes.
Yeah, did you just harvest that? You... Well, all right. It's allowed. It's allowed.
It's fair game. It's fair game.
This is technically your neck of the woods that I'm trespassing on.
Yeah.
All right, next unit.
The Tigris.
You're like, oh, I know all these things. Tell me something. Tell me a fun fact about the Tigris, Aris.
The Tigris is a very unpredictable river, and it can potentially have extremely heavy floods, which means that it is very difficult to actually irrigate it. Early on, they had a lot of difficulties making big irrigation works, hence they needed like very large scale projects, and often they would prefer to irrigate perennial rivers to the Tigris or streams that were coming from the mountains than irrigating Tigris itself. But this flooding also allows for a lot of agriculture, of course, because eventually all the fields are fertile.
Nice and fertile.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to predict these floodings. There you go. Our citizens have acquired a taste for your foods, declares
Yes.
the visitor officially. Would you consider making peace with Persia, that we might strengthen our bonds of trade?
So that's nice actually, because if I sign a proposed treaty, I'm just going to get peace with them, which means that it's just far less likely that we'll enter a war.
Yeah.
But I can even sort of top this up, and I will, well, first of all, increase their memory of me, or at least of not necessarily them. So this is an interesting thing. The opinion of you is actually related mostly or a lot to the king that's currently in place. So if we, do a lot of favors for King Cyrus, and he kicks the bucket, maybe his successor comes in and like, well, I don't care.
Yeah. Actually, pretty historically accurate mechanic, I would say. Especially
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because oftentimes, especially in like late Bronze Age letters, every time there would be a new king in one of the major powers, they would have to like resend gifts and stuff like that. And other kings, they would refer to the new king, mostly in terms of, with your predecessor, we were in pretty good terms. Hopefully, we will be in good terms with you. So it doesn't necessarily go without saying.
Yeah.
Because of course there was a lot of fluctuation of power with the different people that would come to power.
Nice. And actually, there's a couple of events in here that I really like from this diplomacy point of view, because sometimes you're visited by emissaries and they bring their son. So the current king visits you together with their son, and they sort of end up disagreeing between generations.
Very nice.
And you have to basically take a side unless you have a specific trait that will allow you to just wiggle your way out of the situation. And that's really cool because you get to like, am I gonna go for the father or whatever? The current ruler can also be a mother, or I'm gonna go for their heir and heir. I mean, and that's fun as well because you get to sort of once again do this short time, long time benefit kind of decision. So, oof. This skirmisher is
kicking your butt.
Well, not really just yet because my unit is kind of hardy. But at the same time, I wish. Can I actually add a general? Oh, I could add a general.
It's a longer battle than we expected. Let's put it that way.
Let's put it that way. Yes. Ashur Ubalit of Assur.
Ashur Ubalit.
Ubalit. Would be actually good to get him to lead this slinger. But if I want to do that, I actually want to make sure I retreat a little bit. Because I'm going to add the general. And then... Because he's actually pretty good. Because we will get extra experience per year. So discipline 2. He's a well-rounded leader.
Is he your son, or is he just...
I don't think he's... Well, you can actually check that out right over here. So he's not our son. He's just a dude. A random dude that hangs around.
Right. Ashurbanipal is actually the first. Ashurbanipal the first is the first king of the newly independent. Not the first king, but the person who is mostly credited with the independence of Assyria from the Mitanni Empire.
Well, there you go. He's now you know.
He's a very important individual in the Middle Assyrian
Yes, but in this case, he is not our family.
So I really like how it says 1 CE at the first king, like.
Oh yes,
the Aris.
Yes, for sure. Yes, it does. 1 CE. Yeah. Nice. One common era. Yeah, very good. Very good indeed. Yeah, all sorts of little touches, right? So, explain, Omar. Why do you like this? Actually, why do you like the 1 CE?
First of all, it's CE, and not like it's nothing to do with our current how we count years with Christ and stuff. But also, it starts at the first king. So, the time of the empire or of the kingdom starts with the first king, and not like just random somewhere.
Yeah.
A random number.
Yeah.
It's like Civ starts in 4000 BC, which is like, well, okay, cool, but what does that mean?
What does it exactly? What does it? Why and how?
Yeah.
And here it's something that is actually something that is very regular, right? That you sort of have this internal timekeeping within empires as well, or within civilizations as well.
Like in the medieval times, like they kept time with kings and popes and stuff. Like this is the reign of the 15th pope. And you should know which year that is. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
That was also the case with Assyria, right? They would keep track on the basis of eponyms and officials, and which kings would be in power and which officials would be in specific positions in any given time, and that's how they knew the calendar.
It's also quite logical. It's like saying
it is,
it's the 5th year of the rule of this king. Well, everyone knows. Well, it's that year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Sprim actually says that the person that we just installed. So the very important general. Help me out with the name here, Aris. Yes, exactly. Is a member of one of the houses. So I haven't really figured out how to have a look at all the characters that are available to me, because I can see my family. But I have never really found a little screen where I can sort of look. Well, these are all the characters in your empire right now.
Can't you click on the houses or something?
So, let's see. So these are actually the families. That would be
living members.
Jeez, Omar, couldn't you have told me that before I spent? I don't know how.
That's why I'm here.
Genius.
Well, there we go. So there he is, General Ashurbanipal of Assur. Well, that's. I mean, it's kind of silly of me, but at the same time, this is something that always happens when you just start a new game, especially with so many bells and whistles. You just get sort of comfortable with certain things in certain parts of the UI, but other ones not so much. So this is then okay. We're definitely a member of this house, the Adashi house. Okay, that's our. Oh no, actually not. Ushpia the Younger. So okay, we are not as Ashurbanipal. We are not member of a family, actually. Interestingly enough.
No,
or are we?
Own family.
You are your own family.
Right, but we are actually not. Right, because my wife is actually from this family. Then my okay, that's interesting. All right, good. So this is all going relatively okay. Let me try and speed this up a little bit.
Where are the settlers?
The settler is actually incoming in 1 year, but I think
we have a land dispute as well.
We have a land dispute.
Yeah, you're the royal family.
So we can actually.
You're the family.
Let's just shoot a little bit at this dude over here, because I don't want him to enter my lands, really. Okay. Land dispute. Okay, so these families we were just talking about have engaged in a heated land dispute. The Tudea claim they have an ancestral right to particularly productive Adashi estate, but the Adashi deny the claims. Which side shall we take? So basically we get to choose here between the two houses, and they're more or less at the same level. Do nothing but watch for developments. Ooh.
That's kind of a nice prospect.
I like this actually. That land should belong to me. Yep. Well, I don't think that's gonna be do nothing but watch for developments. No, I don't. That feels weak. That feels weak. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Adassi. They're pleased, and the other one is cautious now.
Why did you go for the Adachi?
Because they were lower in rating. So
Yeah, but the Tadilla, like our wife is from the Tadilla, right?
hey man, we'll explain this at the dinner table.
Listen up, son.
Listen
I can
up.
explain this.
I can explain this. If you look at the ratings of the Adassi versus, and the son is like, dude.
I'm trying to min-max this thing.
All right. Okay.
Nationalize all the lands, yes. Nationalize all
So,
Do it.
yes. So what I really would like to do actually is move this settler over there.
All right.
Because this actually seems safe-ish. At least I can easily control this. That's what I'm trying to say. This, not so much. And I do really want a city over here so that any sort of Greek interference will not bump into my capital straight away. So
Right.
I think I'll do that actually later on. That also means that I should explore a bit further here.
Yes.
Whoops. All right. Nice. Next unit.
France.
Nice. Can I still hightail it out of there? I still can. Hey, that's nice. Ooh, that's gonna be mine. That's one of my single greatest pleasures with any sort of game like this, is to just get these. These should all be mine, together with the wonders.
Yeah.
I especially like them when they're like, there's one little spot of area you haven't cleared yet or haven't found yet, and there's one little spot and there's a goodie hut in there. I'm like, yes.
That's what happened with us in Civilization 1 playthrough on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. I
That
saw that,
in,
yeah.
in the tiny corner of the Arabian Peninsula, there was this one village left. This is already the corner of the map.
Yeah.
There may be some more here. We could also go here now. What shall we do? What shall we do? You know what? Let's actually just move over here. You never know if there's one of those goodies still left here. Okay, and here. Okay, this settler. You
This settler.
you are actually gonna go straight here. Yes. Make it happen.
What is it gonna be?
Well, not straight, Aris. You have to wait one more year.
In real life.
A whole year. A whole year. Calamiaris, Palm Forest, Aris.
Calamiaris, Palm.
This is Greek. This is Greek.
Yeah.
This must be Greek. I have no idea what it refers to.
Have you never chilled when you were back home in the Calamiaris Palm Forest?
I'm gonna get self-wikicrat here.
All right. Wiki crutching you. Monuments of Law. Our explorers came across a series of weathered monuments lost in the undergrowth. Upon closer inspection, the structures appear to be inscribed with the laws of a forgotten city. Don't ever read those things. That's just Cthulhu, man. That's just Lovecraft.
I like how it's like, oh, we can read them, or we can like smash them into rubble.
Yes, I like that. Send sages to learn what they can, or get the much needed rubble. So the thing is, of course, I really should smash them into rubble from a game perspective. Because we actually need those resources much more than we need civics.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of feel that I should get science for this, but whatever. I'm gonna smash them into rubble.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh.
Destroying cultural heritage.
Never do this at home, people, or out in the fields. Never really do this. Please don't.
Just never.
But you did it. So Calamiaris.
Oh, that's painful, but I did get a lot of very nice rock for that.
We don't feel all that bad, clearly.
Well, I do. I actually do feel quite bad about this. Man, you're never supposed to just bash monuments.
No.
I also
Aris.
really like how
Yes,
the
me.
forests get names and stuff.
Yes.
So
That's cool.
Very cool.
the Kalamniaris actually palm forest is it exists. First
Of
all.
course. I mean, are we surprised here?
No. But it's kind of it's sort of it's a semi-natural small palm forest in the east coast of Lesbos,
Well,
and
there you go.
it is known because the first Canary Island date palms that were planted there were planted by an English diplomat who brought them from Egypt in the 19th century.
Well,
And that's more or less about it. And then it just managed to survive there, and you have this semi-natural palm forest. But it's not something particularly big, so I'm kind of surprised.
also, I guess that the palm forest is then not very antiquity-ish.
No,
The palm forest is very much
no.
colonial. It's a colonial palm forest.
Yeah,
I know all about those. The whole Caribbean is one big colonial coconut grove.
Exactly. So it's not that Leila is not here yet, because I was very interested in as to why they
At some point, you just need
But I
names
wanna
for geographic entities. All right. At some point, you just need it, and I guess it's actually where's the palm forest again? I mean, it doesn't look very palmy, but still, it is definitely a more than Lesbos-sized forest.
You also want some variation, right?
That's true. That is definitely true. All right. You, my friend, you heal a little bit.
I mean, there are plenty of other forests in Greece.
You can go there and actually you can't go there. Choose production. All right. We actually get to choose some production. All right. Let's see. We should be doing something. We can invest a citizen over there, fisher specialist, which would be good. Which would be really good. Or another settler. Shall we do another settler? Yes, we should do another settler, right?
Yeah, we want the 4 cities. Of course.
Yes, we want. Well, we will get the 4 cities. But we will actually want the more cities than the 4 cities.
Journalist Prim says, random advice, always have a general for units.
Ah, nice. Yeah, if you can manage, right? Because sometimes you just run out of generals. And I was wondering, some generals are actually very bad at generaling. Are generally very bad.
That's really historically accurate, so yeah.
Yeah, sure, but not very conducive for your game, for gameplay. So sometimes I neglected to just install certain generals in my game with Greece. I was like, yeah, no, you're just gonna sit on the benches for this playthrough, my friend. Come back next game with better stats.
Yeah, we'll stop you in sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this, I also really like is I get to see what the boundaries of my city will be from the get-go, and I really, really, really love that.
Yeah. So not include the mountains, I guess, because that's not very productive.
So the mountains are pretty good for a thing that we want is quarries, and that we will get to have in 2 years. That said, we don't need them within our borders, so we can actually go here. So the only bad thing here is I'm gonna guess. So, let me actually see which is that they won't be really connected, I guess, to my bigger. Wait, is that V? That's V. Yeah. So they won't be. This city won't be connected. Which anyway, not that it will be connected here, but it would be a little bit. Oh wait. There's actually. Ooh, there's citrus over there. And that. Yeah, this needs to be it. This needs to be it. Because we want the citrus. We will get it all anyway, but all right. So important choice actually. Our 3rd city and our last family that we get to choose. So
no, right? You get to choose 2 more. We have
no.
You get to choose 3 of
3.
4.
Yeah, max families are 3, which once again I think is a really very nice game mechanic.
Yeah.
Because it does it. You will never ever aside from simply choosing the fact that a certain family will have influence over your cities, you will never be able to have the bonuses of a certain family. So, and aside from that, it's a well-known networking, social network theory that all you need for interesting dynamics, socially speaking, is 3 actors. So you don't need the 4th one to make it interesting from like a balancing different influences point of view.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm not saying that this is something that the developers had on their minds, but I just wanted to point it out because we don't get to talk enough about social networks in the stream. We always get to talk about empires, never about my specialty, man.
But you don't want to talk about networks anymore. You're done with it.
Oh, I don't want to write about them, Aris. That's different from not talking about them. I actually love talking about networks. I don't want to do the academic writing so much anymore. I'd rather write about video games.
Of course.
Or write some code, build some programs.
Also, each family likes their units in their cities.
Oh, that's something I didn't really realize. I just plunked units in whatever cities, but of course they want to have them close by.
Excellent.
So we already have the 2D, right?
We have the 2D and the
we have the exactly. So we already have basically a military and a economic focused one, economy focused one. So we can have either another military one.
Yeah.
Which would be the most historically accurate choice, right? The Sargonids?
Yes. It would be relevant.
Relevant.
Both of them are relevant, of course. Both of them are historically accurate.
Yeah.
In their own different ways. But I think it's kind of cool to go for the...
But the other ones give, the Erishum give you a religion, so...
Yes, which I have to say I didn't use much in my previous playthrough with Greece. That said, they could on seat founded. We will immediately found a religion, so we will get a head start with that. And religions are actually kind of powerful later on when you build monasteries and things like that.
Endless Prism says military. So.
Yeah, I would
nice. So one of the things why I would also say military is because this will actually be a military city anyway, because I intend to just have this as a little bulwark against the Greeks.
Yeah.
So all right, let's go for the Sargonids then. Aris,
nice.
Open up your history book.
Yes.
And tell me about the Sargonid family.
So there are a lot of things that you can say about the Sargonid family, and it depends on what.
Choose a couple of them.
So if we're talking about the Assyrian Sargonid dynasty, then we're talking about Sargon II, not Sargon of Akkad, right? Of course, Sargon.
Right.
Right.
No. Explain this.
I will explain this.
Yes.
So there are two famous Sargons. One is Sargon of Akkad, and the other is Sargon II of Assyria.
Right.
So Sargon of Akkad was the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire, or of the first of the Akkadian state, which is the first political entity that we call an empire sometimes. I don't think it was an empire, but that's besides the point. So he lived somewhere in like 24th to 23rd century BC, so 2300 to 2200 BC. And he was very important for historically, like throughout the history of the Near East from that point onwards. He was a point of reference as one of the historical kings.
But okay, so just as being there in history, or what was he known for then?
As one of the strongest kings.
Okay, yeah, like a
historical figure, So we see Sargon of Akkad appearing as a legendary figure in the New Assyrian Empire, and it's likely that Sargon II chose his name based on Sargon of Akkad, then because probably Sargon was not his original name. Now Sargon II, who is probably the Sargonid dynasty of Assyria, is supposed to be this unlawful or sort of usurper king that came into power. It's unclear what is his connection with the actual royal family. There are a lot of contested ideas about why or when he came into power. But he was one of the kings who founded a new capital, Dur-Sarukin, which means the city of Sargon. And it's actually about 14 kilometers to the northeast of Nineveh. And interestingly, he ruled for 14 I think it was 14 years, maybe it was a bit longer. He ruled for like 14, 15 years. And he was the poor dude that died in battle. And he died in battle only 1 year after his capital was completed.
That's kind of.
So he's like, he opens his palace, this huge ass palace, like the biggest the empire had seen, like beautiful and everything, that goes into battle and dies.
Man,
And
somebody should tell these ancient kings that you should take some time to just, smell the flowers. If you got a whole new frigging... Oh, we lost Omar, by the way, I see.
yeah,
Oh,
his
dear.
laptop is coming back.
Oh, his laptop is crashed. That's why you're now in the middle of our Discord, Discord thingy.
Yes.
All right, but you should smell the flowers a little bit, man. If you're a king, if you got just a brand new palace, spend at least a year in it, and then go to war.
He went to war, he died, and then they decided that they didn't want this capital anymore, so they moved the capital to Nineveh.
Of course.
Scratch that. Of course, it was one of the case studies for my PhD, hence the...
hence. Interesting. Shall I promote the Slinger, which is kind of good, but I think that a Triumph in Nineveh is also kind of nice, because this will be a very long-running investment.
Yeah.
So let's calculate this. So, well, so this Triumph will actually give us +2 per year.
Yeah.
Which will be... I just like the idea of having a Triumph in Nineveh. Don't you think so?
The thing is that it's not like they would have public festivals or public celebrations.
All right, let's just do it. Let's hold a party in Nineveh.
Always hold parties.
All these parties. You're almost back. You're just an ant face still, meaning.
My camera is on, so I don't know what's happening there. But
oh no,
it's on your end.
Oh dear.
Because I can see myself in Discord.
Close it and reopen it, Omar. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I think you're.
I'm there.
You're there. You're there. Good.
Yeah, it's like my laptop decides to crash every time I stream with you.
Even though you're not the one streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's a good point. I have a lot of military units, but I actually should be upgrading them, promoting them. Let me actually.
Did we see the name of the city?
Oh,
you expected.
It was
called it.
Kalhu. You called it, right? Wait.
Called it.
Now you both are frozen on the Discord.
Yeah.
No.
Now you're not frozen anymore. Let's actually hope that it will work out now.
All right, we're cool.
You're there. Yes, you're there. Kalhu, you actually called it, right?
I called it, yeah.
You did. So tell me something about Kalhu, and also how did you end up being able to call it?
So Kalhu is one of these new capitals of Assyria. So it's in the Neo-Assyrian period. It's the first new capital that was built by Shurnashpal II and his son Salmaneser. And the thing is that it is one of the longest-standing new capitals of Assyria. It was one of the major cities. So as Assyria grew, it was the main capital. And then at some point they had this shift from Kalhu to Dur-Sarukin and from Dur-Sarukin to Nineveh. And then the empire fell. But Kalhu was very important for a very long time. It was a newly founded capital, extremely big, the first such big project, accompanied by a large irrigation project. And it's very famous also for the big treasuries that were hosted in Kalhu, even after it was abandoned as a capital. So kings kept working in the city and for the city for a pretty long time after it was abandoned. So it's basically like after Nineveh, so it's Ashur, Nineveh, and then it must be Kalhu. There's no other, city that is so important.
Okay, nice. Well, I mean, that's why you're the expert, right? So, Numidians. Are you also an expert on those, or is that I have to talk to Omar about that?
Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
They're
I
people,
know them.
probably.
They are definitely people. So
Yeah, they're from like Northern Africa, right?
yeah, I think so this should be your neck of the woods still, but I think Libya maybe? Oh, like
Tunisia?
no? Sorry?
Tunisia.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's Northern Africa. I think basically that general area.
Let me wiki crash.
All right, we're gonna be wiki crutched on a whole civilization here. This is a first. Well, it's not technically not a civilization, but a tribe. But it's not also our first tribe, I feel. But
Yeah,
anyway,
the Vandals were also a tribe, right?
Yeah.
Or-
yeah, I think we already were in
exactly
contact
the
with the
same.
Vandals. Yeah, we were already in. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But
So Numidia was the ancient kingdom of the Numidians located in what is now Algeria, smaller part of Tunisia, and small part of Libya.
all right,
Right.
so we were all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me something from the Wikipedia page that the Numidians are famous for. Those elites will mess you up, yeah, for sure. No, yeah. Mhm.
That's experience talking.
Yeah, no, I had a very nice run-in with the Gauls in the Greece game.
Of course, the goals.
Of
One
course, the
village.
Gauls. Exactly. Just one little village held out against me for their. But we actually get a warrior. Now, I don't know if we get it from them but we get a warrior because we contacted them. So that's definitely good.
And it's also a tutorial thing, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe we just get this
We
because.
are playing the tutorial because we said initially.
Yeah, right. So maybe this is just part of the training wheels part of the tutorial, which I appreciate because this warrior can nicely go to Kalhu.
Mhm.
And you get to we're happy with you, Numidians. We don't need no beef. So we're just gonna. All right, what are we doing with this unit again? All right, let's see. Ooh, fork in the path. Are we gonna go left or are we gonna go right?
I'd say right.
Yeah, kind of feels. Well, there's more Numidians.
Yeah.
And the Caucasus Mountains.
Nice.
I think maybe this will be the end of the road. Let me still check out if there's something. Oh no, not the entire end of the road. All right, we're gonna go there later on.
So the Numidians coming later, 200 BC to 40 BC, and they have plenty of involvement in the Punic Wars. Their name actually comes from nomads because the Greeks were calling them nomades, and then it was interpreted as numide in Latin. And they had a war with Rome, and then they had a couple actually of conflicts with Rome, and they sort of became from either a province of Rome or a vassal state ruled by Rome.
I you know what? I actually want to say that I know the Numidians from Caesar 2. Which at some point you go to North Africa and you get to have these sort of tribes to sort of interfere with your city building. And maybe they're actually the Numidians. Not super sure, but...
I want to say that I know the Numidians from Asterix.
It's always the goal, again.
Yeah, always the
Yes.
goals, yes. One day, during lessons with his tutor, Sennacherib hears a clamor beyond the palace walls. A group of urchins chases a terrified cat along the street, laughing and striking it with sticks. Nimedu notices his pupil's interest and challenges him to intervene. What does the royal tutor advise? Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that is nice, yeah.
So we basically get to choose what... Urchins will always chase cats. Well, that's kind of true. It's not very... So
nice.
I think what are we actually? Are we sort of? I don't think we're studying for anything just yet. So since we this guy's nets. He's probably not gonna be in the field much. So charisma, or actually let's go for wisdom.
Yeah, but I don't like that.
You don't like the option
Nobody liked that.
because
nothing.
do nothing. It's
You didn't want to do nothing in the dispute between the two families?
yeah,
Do
but this.
nothing in the silent conflict.
All right. So from an RP perspective, then I guess wait until it's safe and nurse the cat back to health. That's wow. That's kind of sad and sweet at the same time.
I think
All
we
right.
just
In that case,
described
we're just gonna distract them with a humorous story. But we have so much civics.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Would we ever play Dominions? Asks Endless Prim. It's not historical, but it would be interesting actually, maybe to play Dominions at some point. I've never played Dominions.
What? I don't think I even know this game.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's again kind of a strategy 4x turn-based.
Wow, there's still games like that I haven't played. I
it's
got
a-
Your
got
is a game.
sim with a violent. There's always maybe I know it, but okay, yeah. I mean, we could definitely consider it. We're deep still in. So on Tuesdays we're playing Civilization. Well, we're playing through the entire Civilization series, and
Taking your time.
and then taking our time one more turn. And on Thursdays we're currently playing this, so it depends on how long we'll end up playing this. Which, if we play this all the way to the end, it will be a long while still. Since you see, we're not making a lot of progress.
Like to talk.
Because we like to talk. So choose research. That means actually, Aris, that we have.
A quote.
Well, we have a quote. We have a quote
Yes.
from stone
We
quarrying.
have a quote.
So, all right.
Quote. But it's
So
not
we've
from
we've
somebody-
just discovered, to be very very clear, because it doesn't really say that. We've just discovered what is it? Not labor force. We've just discovered.
stone,
There it is.
working.
Stone cutting. All right, Aris,
Stone cutting.
give me a good. Do your best Sean Bean impression and lay it on.
The observer, when he seems to himself to be observing a stone, is really, if physics is to be believed, observing the effects of the stone upon himself.
Oof. Who is this?
That's Bertrand Russell.
That is.
Oh.
It's definitely not from Antiquity. So
It's not antiquity, I know, but I was looking for quotes and I'm like, this is actually a really nice quote.
this is actually a really nice quote. Very cool. All right, that means that we get to choose something else. So it could either be military drill, aristocracy. Kind is nice because we can have an ambassador. We can have some more. Let's see. Capitalization would be kind of neat, or
I'm guessing military drill, no?
So okay, this actually wanted to put it out there that this is actually a food boost. So if we choose this now, we get this boost of 200, and it takes 4 years. But we only get, if we don't choose it, we don't get it ever again. I mean, maybe again, but
Oh, so it's kind of a bonus card that you can
Yeah.
play if you want to.
Yeah.
then-
so that's why it's also nice to invest a bit into science. But so barracks, yeah, but they're not super needed right now because we don't even have that much military units. And in fact, there's a lot more economic development that I have to do before I build barracks. So starts the music, nice, nice. What is that? Nice.
Just okay, go for the food boost. If it's a one-time thing, then let's just do the one.
No, because it's 4 years. I don't want to do it right now, and we have food, right? We can actually we'll have a bit more later on. So
Okay, meet the next round, right?
no, but I'm gonna go for aristocracy. So Omar, quote with aristocracy in 6 years. You have time. Unless I just
I'll do good research and then.
yeah, aristocracy. Time passes quickly. Prince Sennacherib is growing up fast and eager to learn. How would you like to educate him? So, all right. We already were doubling down a little bit on charisma over here. So, but at the same time, I kinda that means he can still become a governor. Wait.
Okay, so if Sennacherib,
Yeah.
Sennacherib was the son of Sargon, right?
Yes.
So Sargon was mostly concerned with his conquest and making sure that the entire empire was kind of getting stabilized. Sennacherib was very busy making sure that the new capital, Tur-Sarugin, would be built. So as the crown prince, one of his core things was to build that new city. And then when his father died, Sennacherib, as a king, he also built a new city in Nineveh, like he made Nineveh.
He made Nineveh, yeah.
Nineveh was already there, but he turned it into a capital. So I think it only makes sense that we go for commerce. He was not super great in war.
Right.
He had some like he sustained, but it was not like the greatest expansions under him. Definitely not philosophy. So either rhetoric or commerce.
Definitely not. I was like, give me a twist towards philosophy, please.
No, sorry.
All right, commerce it is from an RP role playing perspective.
Yeah.
All right. It would have made much more sense to give him. No, actually, it's fine. Money is good too. All right, next unit. Okay, we do get to build a quarry now, which is kind of necessary. We also get to build the Hanging Gardens, which I kind of want to say we...
Yes. Can we build them at Nineveh?
I guess we could. Now it requires a river. So at Nineveh, there's no river there. So sorry, no. So the only thing, Aris, if we build this right now, this will be very, very bad for us.
If we build it now, it's going to be bad.
Yes, because you see, we actually will give up 200 of our... We will have no stone left after that.
We'll have 42 stone.
Yeah, almost no stone. Basically, we can't build anything else. Not that it's such a huge deal, because I'm going to build a row of quarries over here.
Yeah. No, build it, man.
Build it, man. That said, it's also nice to build it, because one of the things I really like about this game, I really appreciate, as somebody who has had too many wonders stolen from under my feet, is that as soon as you start building it, other civs cannot build it anymore.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes. So it's just a matter of getting the resources in, and if you just say, okay, I've got the resource, I'm spending it on this, then the other civs, like, they get a little message, like we just actually got earlier with the what's the name, the Apadana.
Mm-hmm.
We got a message that actually Egypt was building the Apadana, so we can't build that anymore. They will get a little message saying like, sorry man, you're too late, this thing is already being built somewhere very far away. So in fact, let's do that, because I think we will cry a little bit if we don't get to build the Hanging Gardens, right?
Yes, because, as I'm pretty sure we've discussed at several points, it's very likely that the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were actually at Nineveh. So,
right. So
we as Assyrians need to build the Hanging Gardens.
Yeah, I guess we don't get to. There's no way we actually get to build it in actually in Nineveh, because Nineveh is dry as a bone.
Yeah.
So
But as close as it gets.
All right, as close as it gets. This is gonna get us into a lot of trouble, because it's a huge investment right now. But it's actually gonna
be fine.
It's gonna
be fine.
All right, sure. Oof.
Actually, there was this book that got released in 2013 by Stephanie Talley, and she made the argument, the most convincing argument so far, that the Hanging Gardens are actually at Nineveh.
That's definitely an academic book for sure.
It's actually a pretty easy read for an academic book. It's called The Mystery of the Hanging Garden of Babylon, an elusive world wonder traced. And it's quite, like, it is academic, yes, but it is quite readable. So if somebody is interested in that, I would definitely advise them to read it.
Wouldn't the roll of hills be better for mines? Yes, it would be. It would be better for mines over here. But I already have some mines over yonder. And I have some mines over... Oh, that's actually a salt mine. This would probably be better for mines. But... Mine. But I need quarries. I need them.
You do need quarries.
I need them quite badly. That said... Actually, I can build some quarries over here as well. but that will take 4 more years, and then 4 more years for my first stone to come in. So, well, a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
Yeah.
I kind of feel it's almost not really worth it going here. No, it's not. It's not worth it. It's just the end of the road, right?
So now I wonder what the fourth.
Well, you
thing
know
is
what?
gonna be.
It's not the end of the road. There we go. Yeah, of course you wonder. You even get to make a. Oh, this is actually a nice spot on the map. Look at this huge lake. That's very nice for defense. All right. Not that we're actually ever gonna make it here. So, with Zerut, this is what. I wonder what
Is
Civ.
it named after the Numidians?
Yeah, I think probably
Maybe?
it's probably made named after the
Yeah.
Because there's also Lake of Tunis.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake of Tunis. Yes, you're right. We're back at the Great Zaap, Aris.
If you kill that tribe, the Vandals probably, yeah, that would give you a good area for quarries. So endless stream.
Oh, the purple tribe over yonder, you mean?
Yeah, the Vandals, right?
The Vandals. Yes. Yeah, actually that should be very feasible to just kill them, because I don't think there's that many other Vandals just now. So
Why would you do such a thing?
because of the you Vandal.
Because I need stones. Because I need stones.
Because I need stones, man. Yeah.
Always a valid argument.
Yes, always. There's always a valid argument if you wanna kill some tribes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's if history has learned us something, taught us something. All right. So yes, that's kind of neat, but at the same time, I need settlers. Give me settlers, people. 3 years. All right.
Settlers.
I'm still very confident this was the right choice of plunking down this dude here, because this will.
Shelter. Excellent Rolling Stone song.
All right. Wait. What? Oh, this unit.
Bar.
All right. Heal. You're gonna heal. And after that, all right. This was actually a nice tutorially gift. It will take a while for it to get back to Kalhu, but
Hey, Evros River is there. That's actually in Greece. It's the border between Greece and Turkey.
yeah. Which is kind of nice because this is also a border area.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not as deserty in real life. Or at all.
The fool.
Swampy.
Okay. On a hilltop, dressed in a patchwork of rags and stockings, stands a curious figure calling himself Piface. Pie face? Oh, no.
My face.
Piface. I was like, What?
What's my face?
pie face.
Oh. Let's not go there.
Pie face. The self-proclaimed fool, buffoon, and bungler hails from the distant nation of Carthage. Ah, Carthage is in the mix as well, and has recently departed in search of work elsewhere. All right. Ah, too bad that I actually missed this, because I would love to have him as a great minister. Pie-faced and foolish. Oh, it's such a pity that I can't have pie-faced and foolish. All right. His skills are best to put use in the field. Okay, that's actually kind of good, though. I mean, clearly not, but it's actually good. We can definitely need it. No. Oh.
That's actually good.
Oh, okay. In this case, wait.
So you get here.
Wait.
You make him a courtier. A great minister.
Oh, if I actually could choose this, I would also get +1 charisma.
Yes, exactly.
So in that case, I'm still gonna make him a great minister.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, worker would be really good at this point in time, but having Pie-Face the Fool as a foolish as a great minister is just too good. He's gonna be a tutor to all my kings. Very good.
Yeah.
So, all right. Good news. Well, there's even more good news.
Great news.
In a surprise piece of news, you receive an update from your heir. Prince Sennacherib Academy scholars respect him, and the other students compete to befriend him. He's thriving.
Good guy.
Oh yeah.
I never thought that a son of mine would be thriving, but here we are.
Yeah.
But
There we are.
so He can either become affable or you get more wisdom. Now you're going to become affable, my friend. That's going to be great for when you're going to be a nice governor later.
King.
Yeah, a king governor. That's what you're going to be. Choose city governor, Assur. Well, you don't get to be it just yet.
No.
So I don't want you because you're actually tutoring my family. Ashur-nirari, the scholar. He has mines output. That's, in this case, not very useful yet. That actually means... And then 100 XP for new ranged units. That's good.
It's okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Because I actually want... Oh, well, of course, no. It doesn't really matter because he can never become the governor of this city because he's not the right family. So in that case, I might as well just choose which one is better. And then I guess... I'm not going to build any mines here anyway. So it's going to be this one.
Okay.
All right. So that's nice. So Assur now actually has a governor. And when my kid grows up, he's gonna be the governor of Ashur. Man,
goals.
I need some more workers. All right, where are we even? Okay, here we are.
That's your standard
Kilimanjaro.
RTS mentality. You always want to be building workers.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Hey, I guess that's Carthage then.
Yeah. I do get like from these much more than Civ with all these like the animals in the squares. I get a much more Age of Empires-y feel, like a bit of old school where you get to go and herd those ships and stuff like that. I don't know why.
But you get to do that in Civ as well. I mean, older school Civs as well.
I know, but visually, it reminds me more of Age of Empires. Yeah.
Should keep promoting units. Yes, for sure. I definitely should keep promoting units. It's something that I kind of always forget a little bit to promote my units. But actually, you're going to be last. You're going to be last.
Because in Civ it happens a bit. We were also quite focused in Civ on promoting units.
Yeah, but here you have resources to promote units, right? And
exactly. So
we have quite a bit of those resources. So, okay, focus 2 is nice, but garrison is kind of not. Well, this is a slinger. You will go out and about as well. Focus 2, I'm gonna guess. You walk a little bit, and then you're gonna become. So tracker is not really good at all but swift and hardy are really, really good. But at the same time, shield bearer is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I know what tracker. Yeah, I'll wait with promoting you for a little bit still. Okay, next unit. Oh, I'm a scout. Still. Oh, well. Oops. Oh, yes, sure. Yeah, that simply means that they're out of movement points. And then I could decide to... which is sometimes a really good investment if you have a lot of order left. That you just spend the 100 shields and you just get to basically run across the map. But I only have 5 left anyway, so that's not going to carry me very far. You just get to hang out here for a little bit longer, because if I move, then this thing just becomes a barbarian hovel straight away, and I don't want that. So this settler actually is incoming and going there. And then after that, we're going to have a settler going over there. Then we're going to take down those barbarians. Only 3 more years to aristocracy, Omar. Are you ready?
Yeah, I found a nice quote.
Oh, you found a nice quote. So, yeah, this is a nice place for mountains. But it's also a really good... Can I do... Let's see what's actually the difference here.
build a necropolis.
Oh, actually, rural, it probably is. So mines will give us plus 8.5. Oh man, I'm not gonna build any one. I don't have any resources for that. So, all right, I'm gonna build a quarry.
Yeah, just build a quarry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quarry. Boom. Yeah. Let's see. This is an interesting part of the map.
Yeah, it's very
Very
mountainous.
bottlenecky. Very nice. So I'm gonna actually explore it with my scout from over here. So you'll just get to move down.
A bonus from 2 different mountains.
Yeah, it's a bonus from 2 different mountains for the quarry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's this is kind of still a fork in the road here. I want to move this way. Boom. Yes, that was a smart choice. Smart. All right. So that's where the rest of the vandals are, which is not so bad actually.
Depends.
Oh,
on
look,
your
we've got a new city,
location.
which is not a super. I mean, a lot of
It's not
mountains here.
great, yeah,
It's not great, but it will help in defending the southern part of this. No, there you go.
Yeah.
Egypt is already there. So that's good to know actually. Then probably we have to really move on those vandals at some point, or maybe first the barbarians still the barbarians over there.
Yeah.
And then barbarians over there, then the vandals over here. Or actually this is really well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah, you probably kind of want to create sort of a fort line between you and
Yeah, no, especially since this whole corner of the world could be mine, right? If I play my cards right. So that will require me to sort of shut it down here. And of course also will require me to actually close all the borders. But it just makes it a lot more likely that you don't get any sort of cities. And if they are there, they're kind of isolated anyway. Oh, that's interesting. The spearman from Greece is actually like, hey, we're just going to test your defenses a little bit. In that case...
Gonna poke it a little bit.
Poke it a little bit. In that case, I'm actually going to move you back and actually promote you a little bit. Brave, just in case. All right. You are ready to go and mess with some barbarians over there, I think. Yes, you are. End of the year. All right. That's great. But I've already defeated the barbarians and already know just where you will go. It'll take a little while. There we go. Actually, let me first get my slinger there to actually be able to do what I wanted to do with it.
Look at you forming an empire to last the ages, yes.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah, no, this is definitely empire building with the longue durée in mind. Hear that
Joke.
Hear that historian chuckle there, like, haha, he's referencing Brodel. Right, that's some nerdy humor.
Well, Assyria was a long-standing empire, so
yeah, for sure. All right. Wait, actually, before I run out of orders, I definitely want to take this one. Yellowed star charts in the ruin. This is so Lovecraftian.
it is, yeah.
Like you find a map to the elder one's empire. Whoa, must have been a tribe of great navigators. Alien.
Scouts could use.
Aliens.
Again,
Wait. Aliens.
Yeah.
All right, good. Who should receive these charge? Or scouts could use the direction. We get an access scout. I think we're kind of scouted out. Or astronomers.
We are kind of.
Well, not entirely yet, but
We have a lot of scouts running around.
yeah, exactly. And we are kind of tight on orders. So, or astronomers. Well, let's have another great scientist in there. I like that. Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Very good. All right. Look at this nice city side just sitting out there.
Very far away.
Very far. Oh, we're never getting this one. It's a nice place. Just sort of look. Calm with it, like a tiny little river over here, and just.
And it's mountains. And
Yeah, you can appreciate the beauty of city sites. Just even if you never get to occupy them.
We could eventually. So
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if I make it my goal in the game to just get a settler down there, then yes, probably. But it's kind of far away. All right. What shall I do? So I'm gonna harvest some sheep. I'm just gonna go for a round of harvesting here. And harvest some marble. That's actually good because we could use the rock. All right. Oh, run out of orders. Sure. Didn't expect that. All right. So let us see. It's telling me to go for more settlers, but I really kind of feel that I should go for some slingers here. Because I do want to get into some combat with those barbarians later on. So slinger, yes, and then after that maybe some settlers again. All right, or Duke.
Higher education.
He's looking not.
That. Yeah. He looks the tactics kind of individual.
Oh yeah, for sure. By the way, great scientists are actually really good. They're like Wisdom 6. They've, and they will be a very nice governor as well for if I build a garrison in Nineveh. But all right, what will you do? You will our other son is already studying commerce.
Yeah.
So let's get this guy into tactics. Boom. Oh, didn't spot you there. Oof, didn't spot you there. Oof, this is always scary. It's always scary if you see this. So this actually means we have a 20% chance of death.
oh,
This would be really too early still, because I'm only intrepid. I want to be more than intrepid.
Ah, shit.
My son is not yet ready.
I mean, 20% is fine, right?
yeah, but you always end up at the wrong side of those 20%.
Yeah, except for the fact that maybe if they've followed their, if the developers followed their sort of game design rules, it actually is much less than 20%.
Yeah, it actually is significantly less.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily a game design rule, but people will want to see a certain chance on their screen and then actually hope that it's actually a lot. Well, not hope, but they will expect it not to happen because it's only 20%, right? As you were just saying.
Yeah.
So it's this interesting, tricky thing of game development is how are you actually gonna play around with the. Oof. What?
Yeah, this is actually something I really want to see Disco Elysium developers talking about.
Carthage. What have
You fools!
you fools? I mean, sure, Carthage, but I'm gonna take it though.
Yeah, just take it.
Expedition
Ancient site.
Ancient site comes up on a site that looks like the ceremonial. It's ritual, man. It's ritual.
If you don't know.
A ceremonial capital of some ancient world. An altar centers the court, and 10 thrones sit on each side. Aris, what archaeological site is this? An altar centers the court, and 10 thrones sit on each side. I wouldn't know, but would you?
No, but a funny guess would be Arthur and the Round Table.
Oh! Yeah!
Right?
You're right.
Is it?
Yeah,
10?
it's like Camelot. Yeah, because Camelot is also ceremonial capital. Yeah, it's 10. It's the 10 tables. 10 thrones sit on each side. I want to know now. I want to know now from the devs. Council of the Kings. Council of the Kings.
I can see the wiki crutching in Aris'
I
face.
am wiki crafting to
Oh,
see the name of the number of.
Council of the Kings, though. Council of the Kings. That's what it is. Aris, wiki crutch yourself with that. Okay, raise the city. We could use the stone. Well, that's technically true. Preserve the site and... Oh, yes. Gain scholar. He's no longer a zealot, which is...
Council of the Kings, are we referring to Aquaman or?
Yeah. So we are stepping on
we're
a
referring to Aquaman?
To what? To what?
There's a Council of the Kings in Aquaman, and I thought it was kind of because it is this round thing in the Council of the Kings in Aquaman.
In what, Aris?
In Aquaman. In Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman. Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know. Who knows? All right. I'm gonna even if my guy may die, I think it would be really nice to become a scholar. Although
I'm gonna go with.
He actually cannot become he cannot be a general anymore. Becomes pious. That's also kind of. So this is clearly better because I will get +3. You know what? This is actually just better. Boom. Even if even if technically I'm not supposed to be a general anymore now, I don't think I actually get thrown off my my unit like this. Right. You better get out of there. Cross the Syrian desert. Yes. Okay. Well, this is definitely a good spot. Found. Okay, what shall we do?
The approval rates, let's say.
Oh, I need to make a prediction.
The approval rates won't. Oh yes, exactly. Make a prediction. Make it now.
Fuck.
Okay, that's your final answer.
No. I'm gonna say Dur Sarukin.
Durser?
Dur Sarukin.
Dur Sarukin. All right. And now the question is, what are we actually going to go with? I think this is actually probably pretty good to have this as, yeah, because this won't be a super warlikey kind of thing. Camps and nets. There's not going to be many camps. There's going to be many nets. All right, it's actually going to be an Adashi city. And we've completed our ambition.
Heyo.
All right. So Aris, it is Halab.
Halab.
Do you need some wiki crutching here? Do you actually need some wiki crutching on your Assyrian cities?
I think so.
All right, my friend, it's happening.
That's a double one.
Yes, you're right, Omar. You're right. This is his PhD thesis, and he needs wiki crutching. All right.
No, it's so Halab.
You're getting a double wiki crutch though. You're just getting it. All right. This is a nice. Oh, you see, that's
yeah. Because this is interesting that they actually, because it's not exactly an Assyrian city.
Okay, what's the story? What's the story with Halab?
So Halab, at least if that's what they're referring to, Halab is another name for the city of Aleppo in northern Syria. And it was part of a kingdom of the Yamhad kingdom. By the way, I'm not wiki cratched on this. I'm Assyrian companion cratched, I guess.
Assyrian companion cratched.
Nice. And they sort of appear in the letters in the Assyrian. But we're talking about the old Assyrian period. So way before Assyria became an empire.
Okay.
So there might have been sort of a Karum there, so a trade center that Assyrian merchants would have lived there. but it's not. It's not a. It's not an Assyrian city.
Okay.
As such.
Originally, but it would of course fall under Assyrian control at some point.
Eventually, it would fall under Assyrian control.
Yeah, okay. And that's kind of nice, right? Because Aleppo is one of the oldest cities in the world.
But I mean, if you're
Still
talking
standing.
Assyria, there are a number of, besides the capitals that are not present yet, like Tursarukin and Kartkult in Nurta, there is, for example, the city of Erbil, that was
was even older.
very significant for
Nice.
Assyria.
Okay, well, okay, cool. I didn't know that Erbil was quite that old, actually, but
Yeah,
good.
it was. There was sort of a triangle between Nineveh, Ashur, and Erbil.
Was it the love triangle?
It was a trade triangle, which is basically the same.
Well, not necessarily, Aris, but okay.
Okay, if
sure.
you say so.
If you say so, exactly. I've never been in a trade triangle, so.
So there is this theory that the city of Kalhu was actually built to be in between these three cities, Nineveh, Ashur, and Erbil, to sort of control the trade routes. So to enhance the position of the king, that's why they built it there. Which I don't necessarily agree with, but that was the idea. That's one of the ideas.
All right. Well, good to know. Let's see.
But yeah, I don't know why they went with Halab. That's one of the things to ask, I guess. I'm guessing there's a pool of names from now on that because my guess is that Kalhu will always be the third one, and it might be that from that point on there's like a pool of names that you
probably.
Yeah.
Acts of charity. Once a week, Nimedu brings his young pupil to the slums of Assur, where Sennacherib feeds the poorest of the poor. Oh, man, I have to say, Nimedu the minister is really a frigging good dude, actually. He's teaching this kid some valuable lessons.
Yeah.
So the teacher insists that such a lesson is vital in shaping future leaders. Sennacherib appears to be benefiting from this exposure. So Assur actually gets minus 30 discontent, which actually discontent is not a big deal because he's playing in one of the easier settings. But encourage him to support charitable government policies. More charisma even. Becomes humble or compassionate. I'm going to say let's become compassionate.
Yeah, let's become compassionate. Right. Yeah.
We also get a boastful hair. So let's. Oh wait. So this is nice. So this is exactly what I was just talking about. So the royal family of Egypt visits the court during a feast. Princess Neferu. We have to wiki crutch ourselves on that one later. Makes a shocking boast about how much better a ruler she will be one day. Queen Hatshepsut, the founder, chides her for her brashness and turns to us for support. I like that. Right. Reveals her great. So basically, here we get to. If we were eloquent, which we're not, unfortunately, we would be able to say this, which is of course the best option.
I like that you get to see what you would say if you were something else.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's definitely a good thing. So you're allowed. So basically, this means, are we gonna piss off the current ruler?
Yeah.
And who's already quite pissed off.
No. She's cautious. She's cautious. She's not too pissed off. Or are we gonna piss off the later ruler?
Well, depends on the age as well. Like, what's the age?
So you're not supposed to ask that, right?
No, but like if she's like 80, it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, she's 53, so she may be around for a while. You never really know.
You cannot piss off Hatshepsut. Just piss off your daughter.
Why? All right. Now we're here, Aris. Tell me something about Hatshepsut.
So Hatshepsut was the second female pharaoh and probably the most successful of all female pharaohs.
How many female pharaohs were there?
I can't remember the number off the top.
More than 5?
I don't.
All right, never mind.
Omar,
find out how many female pharaohs there were. We're going to wiki crutch Aris for this.
But Hatshepsut was definitely the most famous one. She, I think she's the second or third pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, and she is very famous for well, her economic program, one. So she ruled because her husband died and her son was not of age yet. But then instead of just being the queen regent, she actually became a pharaoh. But she's also very famous about her huge building projects, and particularly her burial, the Temple of Hatshepsut, which is one of the most visited locations in Egypt, even nowadays. If you go there, it's it's one of these places that is constantly packed with tourists. This very impressive, huge temple.
Nice.
And she's generally a badass pharaoh. As far as pharaohs go, she's extremely badass.
So game tactics would tell us to piss her off, but we don't want to piss her off because he's such a badass pharaoh.
Charles Freem says she's gonna go 6 feet under soon.
Yes, but you know what? You never know. Philip of Macedon got to be 91.
91. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Omar, have you an answer for us?
No, I have not.
Oh.
I have not been on my Wikipedia game lately.
Oh, you have not been on your Wikipedia game. Well, we will be because we already paid the Wiki Grudge for this, right? So we need to know now.
I'm gonna look it up. Don't worry.
All right. This is good. Okay, this is a good. We
Just read the second. So.
All right. Who will give us the answer first? Who will give us the answer first? All right. So you know what? Let's RP with the respect that this pharaoh deserves from us.
Pasco is here.
Hey! Hello, Jay. Very nice of you to join us. All right. There's no answer yet. Oh, Aris, Omar will have to sort of double task in a little while because we are getting very near to
what?
To
aristocracy.
Aristocracy, yes, for sure.
Yes.
All right. Oof, only one more order. Yeah, good choice.
Well, the list of let's see, the list of pharaohs on Wikipedia only says 2, but I don't think that's
but the thing is there are plenty.
Correct.
There are plenty of other female pharaohs that are not necessarily termed as pharaohs.
They were just queen regents, basically.
Yes, but there was no. So Egypt didn't have a title for queen regent.
Oh, yeah.
But that was in action, and some of them actually took the step to become pharaohs, and some of them did not. But then they still ruled as if they were pharaohs.
I found a list of ancientnile.co.uk, which sounds very good, of 8 female pharaohs.
All right. 8 female pharaohs.
Yeah, which is like 8 pharaohs of 8 females, of which they probably think, well, they were probably the pharaohs.
Okay.
Which,
8.
Yeah.
8 is the official answer that we're getting here, and also
that your final answer.
8 is the final answer. If there's a 9th female pharaoh out there somewhere, she's going to be very cross with you right now, Omar. But maybe you'll please her with a nice quote about aristocracy.
Well, probably not.
We're also no longer ill, by the way. So that's good news.
That's the 20% working out.
That is exactly on this case the 20 or maybe 10 or maybe 5% working out just fine. So we have just discovered, as we said, where is it? Aristocracy somewhere over yonder. No, that's rhetoric. Where's aristocracy? Where is it? Wait.
On the bottom, right?
Oh, there it is.
You passed it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give me a Sean Bean impression as well. Or what was the narrator again before? Oh, that was of course Spock. Give me a good Spock impression.
I can't. Sorry. Okay, the quote: "I do not understand how an aristocracy can exist unless it be distinguished by some quality which no other class of the community possesses," which is by Benjamin Disraeli.
Ah.
Yeah,
well,
which is an earlier person than Aris one. So
okay, I guess from that technical point of view, it's you win that one. Very good, very nice quote actually. Very good, very nice. Benjamin Disraeli. All Also, Benjamin Disraeli is someone we already encountered earlier in our streams when we played Hammurabi. Because in Hammurabi you actually can be as good as Disraeli, as well
Yes,
as well as some other people like Jefferson. I think I forgot now. So that's nice. We have the opportunity to actually go for an ambassador right now, which is something we should do straight right now. So that's really not going to help us much. These two plus 40 opinion, I guess that will help.
That's okay.
Yes, because he will not really give us. Wait, plus 5 what? Oh well, Cece's not going to give us anything. So plus 40 opinion. I guess it doesn't really matter. They are equally good. But is she actually doing something else still? Well, let me actually double check that, because now I can probably find her in my family list. Wait, oh yeah, there she go. So she actually would be a good governor as well at some point. And the other dude won't really be such a. Who is that again? Does she then? I guess yes. Robust. Well, yeah. You know what? It's gonna be Ushpia the Younger. Okay. Let's see. We have an excellent student. Somehow my son's always my offspring always does well.
Yeah.
Excelled in the tactics training, winning numerous commendations from officers.
I mean, we're picking up the visual cues of what each one should be, I think.
He looks serious, yes, for sure.
He looks like a tactician.
So what I like, by the way, is that true to ancient times, my kids don't like me, right?
Yeah.
he's very cautious, like, well, this guy just may kill me if he...
He's getting older, he's been ill.
Yeah, exactly. So he should focus on battlefield leadership, unit tactics. Oh, good question. Good question. Let's see. What should we do?
I'm gonna say battlefield leadership. Discipline and courage. Hello, wisdom.
No, wisdom.
You want wisdom? Okay.
Yeah, I want wisdom. Also, I kind of like. Maybe he can even double as a spy master if I get it. Oh, actually, yeah, one could have been a chancellor, but that's the way it is. Make next decision. Sure,
maybe he will play as a cleric in D&D.
Maybe he's gonna be a ranger, man.
Maybe, but then you don't really need wisdom all that.
Yeah, you need it. You need it to cast spells, man.
A little bit.
Yeah, more 5th edition, more so than ever. Or no, what's another good wisdom stat? Wisdom stat based class, character class. No, actually, that's the only one. Cleric.
Druid.
Druid. Yes, Druid. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what should we do? Spoked wheel.
I mean, we can get a stone boost if you want, because we are on 38.
Yeah, but we're actually getting a quarry in now, so we're actually going up again. So that's good. I'm gonna go for labor force because we do want to build roads.
That's what the tutorial says.
No, but it's also because we can build a road and we can actually connect our city to our empire. This city over here, because it's not good. It's not connected. Oh, we do get to make a choice about centralization or vassalage, which is good because we need to spend some of our civics over here. All right, so we will actually get +5. That's actually a pretty good. Or we will get vassalage, and vassalage will be 50% unit consumption. I'm gonna go for centralization. Also, Aris, or do you think that RP me here? Because to me it's kind of even.
So the earlier empire would go for vassalage, and the later empire for centralization. So it depends on where you think we are positioned. So in the period that we were that our king is, it should be centralization.
Right.
But earlier on in the empire, we would have more.
I
vessels.
feel we see the value of centralization. Yeah. I think we're especially with all the ruins around, right? That we found. We must be somewhat older. All right, centralization it is.
There must have been a period. That's interesting. When we play, there must have been ruins around already for like literally thousands of years. But there has been actually a lot of periods where there were actually no ruins around, and at some point ruins must have started popping up.
I like that. You're not thinking about the origins of civilization, but you're talking about the origins of the ruins of civilizations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That must have been quite interesting because I guess after the first early urban centers, they were not covered straight away, right? They were just sort of left there in the Göbekli Tepe or whatever you pronounce it.
Göbekli Tepe was covered. This is a really big, unfortunate example because it was literally just backfilled.
It was backfilled when it was abandoned.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
They backfilled the entire thing. It was probably more work to backfill it
than to build it. Nice.
Yeah.
Dedication.
But that's why it has been preserved so well because.
Okay, that is nice. I didn't know that actually. I've written an article about it, but I didn't know that. I've actually not written it, but that part of it was very much my co-author. Right, this actually he already went. So what? Oh, I should have definitely healed you. Sorry, my friend. I should have done that already.
People say you can't live on spite.
Okay, you go within our borders, and then we'll see how far you get. An improper vessel.
Oh.
The Sargonid nobility has become overly familiar with you, to a degree that other families find unseemly. Wait, what? Not at all. No. This is not correct. But okay. The other families turn to you to issue a rebuke. What will you do? Gently remind the Sargonids of decorum. This is the option that we're going to choose, of course, because these are just always inferior. So that's nice. This can be great. Okay.
Corrected without giving offense. So we just straight up do it.
Boom.
No question.
No question. And also because we're not that familiar. I'm much more familiar with the Adasi.
Why would you backfill an entire settlement? So first, we don't think it was a settlement. It was some kind of a ritual center. And a good reason to backfill it is because you don't want other people to use it, or because you don't see, or because you believe that it has run its course as a ritual site and you don't want to use it anymore. There might be a good number of reasons as to why to do it, or it might have been part of the ritualistic process to backfill it when they believed that it had run its course. Next ambition: enact exploration. Clear 5 barbarian sites.
So,
of course, Argonids.
Yes. So actually, I mean, this is something that maybe you want to enact at some point anyway, but at the same time not. You always have to make a choice between laws. So this will take a while.
The 400 stone.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
Unless you build like 3 more quarries.
Yeah, but I will build a lot more quarries. But this will not be a good choice, and this will probably take even longer.
So Endless Frame says that this is an easy victory point.
The 5 barbarian sites?
I'm not sure which one, but I would be interested too.
I think the 400 is actually an easy victory point.
You think so? Because it's going to happen anyway.
Yes, exactly.
While the other...
This will actually require me to...
do something, yeah.
Yeah, so...
So you okay.
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah, I mean, I will easily clear 5 barbarian sites anyway, but I will also easily produce stone over that amount of time. And this at least gives me the option of, just producing stone and that's it. Because it's not that I have to actually hit 400 stone. I can just produce it basically. All right. Next unit. So that would require me to do a bit of the garrisoning here. Yeah, let's see. So let me actually just go there. Boom. Okay. Wait, actually not okay. Before I get too deep into my scouts, let me actually just go into my unit here. Oh, wait. Okay, apparently I've already done that. You get to... No, I'm not going to promote you just yet. You do get to walk a little bit further. Okay, scouts. Oof.
Oh.
This is... No, it's... Well, actually, no, I'm right next to a barbarian, so this is not super good. But otherwise, I'm hidden. But there you go. This way, he won't fight me like this.
Go scout.
Okay, that's... This seems end of the roadie, but let's just go there. Oof.
There was a village.
Yeah, that's end of the road. There, right there. Oh, Carthage will get this nice little city site. All right. Let's see. What are we gonna do with you? Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll believe that part of it. So basically, we don't get to explore much more. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
20%?
Yes, 20%. Yeah.
It's actually 40% because there's 20% of her dying and 20% of her being severely ill.
Yeah, there's 40%. Oh, no, that's not how it works. That's not. Naughty. But yes, there is definitely a lot of percent of something bad happening. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Swift is good, but wisdom is also good. I know probably people want a lot more action, but I kind of like to play my games a little bit. And we don't have the right civ to just be very pacifist, but I kind of like my civ.
Right.
Yeah, but
you wanted to go for the storm affecting the clouds in the map. Yeah, I also noticed that. It was actually really nice.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I've actually just spent like 5 minutes just. Well, we have to find a good spot for that.
It was on the left.
Yeah.
It is nice. I really like these clouds in general.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
I've spent a good like five minutes just now. They're better enjoyed from afar. But...
Yeah. It is. I really like when the fog of war is actually a fog.
It's not a fog.
Looming at you, Civ 6.
It's a oof.
It's a fog. It really is a fog.
Oh, nice! To the court's surprise, a marriage proposal has arrived from the Numidians. Prince Sennacherib and Ahad Abishna the Numidian. How shall we respond? I really like this.
Ring the bells.
So the Numidians will love me a lot more, and she's humble. That's good. And she's a general, and
which
so
is very good actually.
I really just like the idea of marrying into a tribe.
Yes.
Because it means that basically, or from now on, our whole dynasty will be half Numidian, if we keep primogeniture as which is also something that I really like, by the way. Is you can actually just change the law, so you can play around a little bit. Well, later on, actually. So, with who's going to be your by the way, another dude that looks like Aris.
We're playing Assyrians. Of course they look like that.
Sure. All right. These Assyrians.
It's too bad I'm not an Assyrian, otherwise I could claim for
that
defense
the throne.
They could claim the throne, yes.
But can you like change the laws? Like you can choose anything, or like bound to?
Well, later on we can actually. No, you can actually just choose anything. It's not that you're bound to some sort of historical framework.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So so this is actually I always liked. I don't even know. Probably you know, Omar, of an actual like historical. Well, probably you know. I'm just like putting you into the.
Well,
What historical system actually used ultimo geniture? Like what nations? What political unit actually used this? Like the last son is gonna be the one, or the last son
really
of but the last person is gonna be this one, the last offspring.
Yeah, because it's the last child, not the last son, which is
No, exactly.
already.
No, that's
Wow,
so. This game is
breaking
completely.
grounds, guys.
Yeah, exactly. This is excellent. This game is just. I actually say son because it's just I'm so much into Crusader Kings and that sort of.
Yeah, like because in Crusader Kings you can't really like freely choose which kind of succession you want.
No, exactly. I mean, you can if you really try to play towards it, you'll maybe be able to end up with something that sort of is a free choice, but just because costs a lot of resources. But no,
I don't know. Yeah, I should wiki-crush that.
All right, wiki-crush me. I want to know just one example of a real world historical. Any sort of polity doesn't have to be like a major empire or whatever. Just anything that uses ultimo geniture. All right, but that said, we're not going to go for that because I've been grooming my prince for this anyway.
Yeah.
And the other ones are not even of age.
Literally grooming. Look at his beard.
Yes, there's been some grooming involved with this.
Well, Wikipedia says.
Yeah.
That in some folkloric traditions, the youngest siblings were the most important figures, such as in biblical characters, like Isaac, Jacob, and David. The German Duchy of Saxe-Altenburg. In India, there's among the Kasi people, there's ultimate genitor, but it's not like right now. It's no big empires.
No, but there's actually in Saxon there used to be a duchy that has ultimogeniture.
Yeah, so in the Saxe-Altenburg landholdings traditionally passed into the youngest son. So
nice.
The son, not yeah.
And then I guess it probably was one of those things that sort of not just in general.
But it's like really small. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page of that, and it's like. Yeah, okay, it's like the city of Utrecht plus the city of Leiden.
Wait, you looked at the Wikipedia. That's a rule. That's a rule, Omar. Never look at another Wikipedia page because that costs us another wiki crutch.
Well, that's what I do.
Oh, we're at 15. We're at 15. I know. That's what they secretly all do, and then they act like they know it all. Yeah. All right, commerce studies. All right. How shall he contribute to the court? He's going to be a schemer, or he's going to be an orator. So the one is going to be general or spy master, but we wanted him as a governor, right? That's what we wanted. So this is going to be the one. So +4 charisma and yeah. Oh, the schemer's kind of nice. You know what? No, orator. Orator it is. And that with that, we're actually going to change out the governor of Ashur. Whoops, there you go. And you're gonna be the prince because the nets will be much better. We will have a much better net output.
Neat.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Come on. All right, never mind. Choose. Nah. All right. Let's see. Nineveh.
How is our hanging garden going?
Oh, it's gonna be
hanging.
Hanging in there.
Wow. Very good. Let's see. We can check it out later, Aris. But first, let's decide what we want to do here. Do we want a treasury here? Or do we want another set? No, we don't want another settler. In fact, what we do want is probably another warrior. I kind of feel that was that's a good probably. Let's see. Warrior will consume 1. Oh yeah, we have plenty of that. All right. Okay, that's great. We finally have this other settler available. That's really great. That means we finally get to go over yonder. Boom.
Screw you, Egypt.
Yes, exactly. The only thing that we now have to have a little look at is how we're gonna. Well, you know what? That's gonna work out just fine. Boom. Ooh, a critical. That's neat. That is gonna, and that means you also get to be hanging out over. Can you actually make it over there? Yeah, let's do that. Boom. All right, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
All right, we've nearly burned through all our orders, but this was worth it, I feel. Let's actually double check that there's not a worker somewhere. Nope. Just some scouts left. So just for you, Aris, I'm checking in with the Hagen Gardens. That's only 4 more years. Oh, wait, Aris. Right. I kind of forgot, but we've chosen labor force. Find me a good quote for labor force.
No, it's you. You have to find it.
Yeah.
I'm playing, man. I'm not gonna like turn aside and that's not how this works, man. I do all the heavy lifting. I play little tunes on my
glory, kid.
on my stream deck. That's me.
And glory.
All right. So no, labor forces. It's all you, my friend. This is definitely a big desert. Wow. All right. Next unit. No. Some more Numidians. End of the year. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that's so sad. After a vigil attended by close friends and family, your beloved wife, Queen Consort Libali Sherat, has died. The coming nights will be lonely. I think I had a courtesan somewhere stashed around there, but okay. But you will persist with the support of your loved ones. Libali Sherat will be missed. We become mourning, which, by the way, gives me a chance of becoming ill.
Yeah, because
I find...
This is very nice.
This is it's not nice. It's not nice. It's such a nice little touch. That's what I really appreciate about this game, is that it hidden within these things that you only find if you look for it and think about it a bit more, are these quite deep statements about, humans. Like, you get sad, you become ill, or have a chance at least of becoming ill. So, but I will not let grief be my undoing. Hopefully. People skills. Another night passes without a glimpse of Sennacherib. The hare's love of fellowship and late evenings has taken its toll on his work ethic. He does look like you, Aris.
Of course.
Perhaps a notable goal will rouse his interest. What legacy might we suggest to Sennacherib? Write a PhD thesis about the Assyrians. That will keep you busy. He's not listening. He's just trying
to find the
labor force quote. You got a year, man. You got a year.
You know Marx.
Exactly. Just Marx. It's so easy.
Of course, it's gonna be Marx, but I'm trying to find a nice one.
A nice one. Okay. Okay. So poets who capture the spirit of humankind. That's kind of nice. To be the world's provider. That's also. This is an easy desire to have. All right. Let's go for to be the world's provider. Because we are not getting to other poets anytime soon. So that's an easy victory point as well if we make it. Okay, friendly visit. A family friend paid a visit to Duke.
Whoa!
He kind of looks like a dick, but Yeah. But to Duke Rimut Adad school and sends a glowing report about the heir's progress. Of course. He appears, of course, he appears happy and healthy, and he's excited to return home and take his place in court. The future looks bright. So send this young strapping warrior a gift of academic texts.
Of course.
No. Or send him wine for revel with friends. I mean, how old is he? He's 16, man. I'm sending him wine. Hell yeah.
He looks much younger than.
Yeah, sure, but man, he could deal with some wine. I think that's. Ooh, there's lots of stuff happening. A humble request. Humble emissaries from Greece kneel before the throne, unable to meet your searching eye. Well, in the case, you only got one, so they have come to request aid. Future generations of our people will remember your generosity. Please, we have no place else to turn. Well, we definitely are going to provide iron, because actually this favor system it pays out in the end. It really, when at a certain point they're going to give us back something, and it's good. And we are, flush with iron anyway. Boom, we can miss it. All right, man. We're going to make that. No barbarians blocking our route. Ooh. Wait.
You don't want the Egyptians like, hello, thank you for clearing out the barbarians for me.
Oh,
I will take in that city.
Man. Yes, because that's exactly what they will do.
So perhaps move the settler to that side first. Then.
No. So what's going to happen? Is they're going to fire, and hopefully they don't have more units. And then I'm going to fire, and I'm going to move in. So actually, I'm not doing anything with these barbarians right now, because I don't think I wouldn't be able to. No, the warrior, no. Well, the only way that I could, let's actually see that. Let's actually see. So I could actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just move this dude in all the way from over there.
Do you have enough orders for that?
Yeah, I have 11 orders still, and I don't have to order the workers. No, only that worker, but that's just too bad then.
Tough luck.
So I get, if I move him in there, because I really don't want to lose this site. I think I have to do it. Yes. So this is one order. I guess it will be an order anyway. I never actually really counted if an attack also counts as an order. Yes, of course it does. Yes. All right. All right. So we are moving you over here, and then you're gonna march, and you're gonna march over here. All right. I feel pretty clever now. This is actually worth it. Okay, I'm gonna feel pretty dumb if Egypt now moves into this city side over here, but as far as I can see, they're not. I can actually make it on time. All right, that's dope. All right, and I even still have movement for getting this dude into. Should I go for the easy victory point quickly on? Or should I just get a rancher in there? I'm going to go for easy No, I'm going to go for a rancher. Boom. Not a rancher, a pasture, I mean. Ooh, well, no, end of the year.
Time for marks.
It's not going to be marks. It's not going to be marks.
It's not going to be marks. It's going to be Engels then.
Oh.
It's not going to be Engels.
Prince Sennacherib, your son, and Prince Consort Ahat Abisha, the from the Numidians, have given birth to a daughter, Kabbalaya. Kabbalaya. That sounds Kabbalistic. Exactly. Maybe it's a Numidian name. Who knows? So there's maybe we would actually never have that Slinger would never have, because probably he would have focused on that one first. But he's gone now anyway.
He's like, nope. Take the other side.
So let's have a little look. Which one should I take? Yeah, no, this is excellent. I get to take that one. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now the question is, what sort of city will this be?
I can't make a prediction if it's random names anymore.
You're gonna make a prediction anyway.
I'm gonna make a prediction anyway.
Yes, make the prediction.
I'm still going for Dursarukin.
Okay. It really sounds like Hadouken. So I don't even know how to write it. But so now the question is, what is it gonna be? A Sargonet city? I think that's probably good because will be a border city for a good while.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we will have some camps here as well, and we will still be able to build. No, let's go for Sargonet. Camps. No, you know what?
If it's
Sargonet.
Sargonet, it's even more hard to be Dursarukin. It's not.
It's
not.
not. Nope.
It is not.
Arpad. It is
Arpad
not
is
even close to Hadouken.
No.
You are Hadoukened in the face by.
I'm in the face.
But so tell me, Arpad.
Arpad is also. It is quite important as a city, but it is also one of the cities in Syria that was eventually conquered by the Assyrians and later on, used in various ways. It had a couple of revolts. It had a couple of years where it was used as as a vassal kingdom or even as part of Assyrian provinces.
Okay.
So it is part of the empire.
I have the feeling I've heard you talk about Arpad at some point in our streams. Maybe not.
Yeah, no, I've not
Maybe it's something that actually comes back for me from that one class I had on the Assyrians a long time ago.
But it's...
Help me out here. The Blue Nile.
The
That is the one that goes from Ethiopia, right?
Yeah, the Blue Nile goes from Ethiopia, I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah. I absolutely love the fact that we've got these little geographic names here. All right, choose research. Okay, that also means that we weren't going to choose the research. We're first going to listen to a very nice... where is the labor force? Where's the labor force? That's what all the bosses say. Labor force. All right. I honestly don't know what the Civ 4 narrator was. So give me give me your own impression.
I'm gonna go with what I
labor force.
So it's gonna be a quote by Pyotr Kropotkin, the anarchist prince.
Sure.
In virtue of this monstrous system, the son of the worker, on entering life, finds no field which he may till, no machine which he may tend, no mine in which he may dog, without accepting to leave a great part of what he will produce to a master.
Nice. That's Kropotkin for you. That's hardcore Kropotkin.
There we go.
Well, now I'm sure there's some sort of solution to this whole system as well. Like, burn it all down. Oh, that's actually never what he said.
It's from it is kind of what he said, but it's the from the book from the Conquest of the Bread. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, nice. So Civ 4 was Leonard Nimoy. So that's true. It's Leonard Nimoy. So Civ 4 was Spock, as I said. So Civ 5 is then. Oh, that's I forgot his name now, but it's was it the astronaut? I honestly don't remember. Doesn't really matter.
I want to know now.
It is William Morgan Shepard.
William Morgan Shepard. Okay. So maybe I'm just making the connection with Shepard there. That would be really bad. Like, it's Commander Shepard. All right. So labor force we can add roads now. That's cool. So what are we gonna go for? Rhetorics? For rhetorics is pretty good. Monasticism is also pretty good, actually. Or drama. You know what? Let's go for drama first.
We want to hear the music play.
Yes, we want to hear the music play. Also, I want to just give you 2 years, just as Aris has gotten. Drama.
Oh no.
Give me some drama, Omar. So, with this in our minds, this quote by Kropotkin, slavery or freedom is our choice.
Wow.
Wow.
Kind of rigorous, right? So, slavery, Aris. Did the Assyrians have slaves?
So, it's a bit on the edge this because they didn't have like it was not as explicit as with the Greeks that they were slaves, but they would have a lot of forced labor, but not exactly in the way of necessarily owning individuals. There were some cases of things that you could call like direct slavery, but it is not as like clear as it is with, say, the Greeks.
Okay,
So
right.
it was more the case of like they would deport large populations somewhere else and force them to work in certain projects.
Yeah. So slavery for all intents and purposes, but then they're not calling it by that name, not calling the ownership of people out as such.
Yeah.
Okay. So RP wise, we're pretty open.
We are pretty open RP wise. Yeah, depends on what we want to do with them.
So that actually is a good question. So do we want more orders, right? Or do we want more, science?
I feel like orders is kind of important at this point.
Yeah, it's with my one playthrough, it's my experience that it doesn't really. You will get enough orders in the late game, but it's very useful now. And then this is more the long running use. I mean, right now I still have these moments where I just sort of have orders left. So yeah, you know what? We're gonna play a little bit more militaristically here. So we're gonna keep slaves and we're gonna have some more orders to play around with our units. Doesn't feel good, but actually, I want to say that here too, this is also something that is better, quote unquote, than what we would see in civilization, because slaves were a historical reality, and it's not a system very clearly, I think, in these weeks that sort of is a historical reality that we have either fully dealt with or is a nice historical reality, but it is definitely a historical reality. So it should be part of your game, and I think here also it allows us to order around more. So I also feel that it works as a mechanic, right? It's very much about being able to order people around. So that's how that works. Yeah. So all right, that's it. If from a simply philosophical point of view, it would not have been slavery probably, but that's that. My choice, I mean. But sometimes it's also good to sort of play a little bit differently than you're used to. Next unit. Okay. There's actually going to be a slinger here in 1 year. That means you are going to move straight on. And you're going to... Yeah, you're going to move on. And we are going to pound some barbarians. And then we're going to... Yes, that's gonna happen. Okay. Wow, that was quick. Took a while for them to realize they were dead already.
Oh wait, we're done.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we can actually go now. All right, let's promote this unit. You get to. We're gonna have some. Yeah, the Vandals. They're gonna be our next target because they are in a pretty good region and they're actually marauding. We don't need that, so let's move this dude up here. We're gonna promote you right now. We're gonna make you Focus 3. Oh, that's good. All right, let's go for that one. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can still... I cannot promote you. Whoop. All right. Our lovely new town, Arpad. You're going to first build a worker. So one thing that I'm doing right now is I'm really under defending my my cities quite a bit. That's only because this is set at the easiest second, not the easiest, but the second easiest level. Which is if I first played a round of this game, like a playthrough, before we started streaming, I would have bumped it up at least one level, because this is a very pacifist playthrough, simply because there's not a lot of aggression by the AI. And then I would have never been able to just leave this city completely undefended for now, and just would have had to focus on defense first. I feel anyway, but yeah, it's so far I've never been. Maybe now it will be a bit more difficult with the barbarians hanging out there, but we will still have our units over here to help with that. So it's getting kind of late, people. Do we?
Yeah, we've kind of gone for like 2.5 hours without like even.
Yeah, it's the one more turn effect. We are in the Netherlands, so that means it's actually a new day on our end. So it's
It is, yeah.
we've played for an entire day, to the end of the day anyway.
At the end of the day.
Do we? Is there anything? Do you have a very good drama quote that you want to get off your chest?
Well, it's not that good. So
You want a whole week to
we can
have
keep
a
it for the week. Yeah.
right? Okay, think about it a little bit. You maybe
Have a
can
week for research.
build your own drama, write your own drama in that week.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my thesis. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Wow.
So that's that was a really good quote to begin with. Right. So that's saved, and with that, we'd like to thank all of you for hanging out with us tonight. And empires are built on the mind of the free. Yes, this was fun. Thanks, Endless Prim, for hanging out with us again. Or maybe not again, for the first time. I don't know. Sorry. Were you there last week? Don't remember. Don't think so. But your advice was very valuable, and it was just very fun hanging out with these two quote providers, historical detail providers. I catch you just...
Wiki expert.
Oh, for the first time. Well,
Oh, all right. Well, thanks for...
we'll see you again.
Yes, hopefully we'll see you again next week. Tuesday we're playing Civilization 1. That's really for the connoisseurs out there. and then next week we'll play another round of Old World, right?
We
Yeah.
are playing another
Yeah,
round of the
yeah.
Old World.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no way around this.
All right. Good. So that's set for next week then. All that there's left to say on behalf of Omar and Aris is thank you for joining, and stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Cheers.